today's vlog. Shouldn't start with the name really, it's not very good, is it? The reason I'm here by the river where I live now, if you look over here, you'll be able to see the new development, and you see how high this wall is, this protective wall. This wall was built as a river protection because this old river rises up halfway on that wall, and it does, without a shadow of doubt. And it's a beautiful river. It's the River Ebbw, one of the fastest flowing rivers in Wales. And the unfortunate thing about it, if you look at that culvert there, that culvert comes from a factory unit over the back there called Brooks's, and they've been fined. They're closing down now, thank God they are closed down. They were fined for polluting the river. It's as simple as that, and it was all coming down here. But if you look at the river, you can see just by the topography of the land how all the debris, all the waste, all the plastic holds up along the river bank there. All that there is Japanese knotweed in there, all right? A lot of Japanese knotweed along this bank, and you've got to be very careful with it. There is legislation set out to avoid people pulling it out because you can transfer it further down the river. They have been treating it, and they have treated it on this side. But if you come over here, look along the river. I remember when we moved in 12 years ago, this old, here, look over this side, I'll show you. All over this side, what was happening, the builders were working over there. They were developing the ground over there, and then what they'd done, they come down here one day with a machine and they changed the old topography of this area here. They changed the land in itself. All this is made up ground, and I'm sure without a shadow of a doubt, what they actually done, they disturbed the natural environment of this river. And it's a beautiful river. 25-30 years ago, this river would have been black with coal dust that was coming down, very blue in colour, very dark, and there wasn't many fish in there. But what we have that comes in this river now, if you look, you'll be able to see it underneath the viaduct. But what we have in this river now, we have a lot of grayling, and grayling is indicative of clear water, which is fantastic. Even the Taff in Pontypridd is very clear now. Many years ago, it was like pea soup, but not now. It's clean. Well, it was almost clean until these plonkers in these factory units, they pump all the rubbish into here. I live along the development along here, just further down by the viaduct, and what we have sometimes, if you come, and you'll be able to see where the viaduct is, a lot of the wood, when we have a lot of downpour of rain for weeks in, weeks out, it holds on that viaduct there and it builds up. And Fred, and my neighbour and myself, we get down there with a rope, we pull all the wood out, and then we cut it up. We use it for burning, but it's no good to anybody, and it's going to basically, it's going to dam the river, and then we're in the potential of being flooded. So Fred and I, we actually monitor and sheriff this area to make sure nobody is fly tipping, none of the factories. If we see any pollutants coming in, we don't want to destroy the environment that we live in, do we? You know, the world is doing that now. So we want to keep it nice and clean, and then every Sunday we come down here and we pick up some of the rubbish, we clear up some. There was a big tree along here that was potentially going to hold up, that had fallen naturally, so that had to be removed, it had to be cleaned up because it holds all the plastic. If you look over here, you'll be able to see where this tree was going here before. This is the branch that was going up there, and you can see over here there's a big tarpaulin sheet here, and or a settee by the looks of it. Yes, it is, it's a settee. So we're going to have to pull that out, contact the local authorities and get them to try and pick it up, which will be a task in itself, because whether they've got the money or they haven't got the money, I don't think they really care. So I think what they hope, that the river cleans itself, and it does in some degree, but you can see all the rubbish, all the builders tape over here. You know, it's horrific, and it's a beautiful area. You know, this is a huge piece of ground. You know, it's just stunning, and it's beautiful in spring. It's beautiful when you see the trout and the fly fishers going on there. And so there you are, there's the vlog of the day. Keep your environment clean, play a part.